describe Dr. Freeberg in a few words, what would you say?
Oh, heavens. Probably one of the most inspirational men that I ever met. I mean, Dr. Freeberg was just, you couldn't be around him without catching on the enthusiasm. Both he and Dwight Morris were the same kind of people. I mean, both of those guys just built this campus from scratch. I mean, they just did it.
I know it was always my grandfather's dream to have a camp that could be open to people with disabilities. I know that was his original intention. I think it took some time and some advocacy, but that was always his intention, to make it an all-inclusive location for everybody. Touch Nature has been here for at least 50 years. Dwight Morris and my grandfather wanted a place for a university-run outdoor laboratory for recreation and conservation.
I met Freebie, because that's what everybody called Bill Freeberg, in 1968 when I took my first class with him. And at that time, I was kind of looking for what I was going to do with my life. And I took this class and I loved it. I just loved this gentle, sweet man standing there talking about people with disabilities as if everybody in the world had been providing recreation services for them for a long, long time. He just talked about the way it should be. And that had a special message for me because as kids of the 60s, we were really strongly driven by social justice and what was the right thing to do. And here was a group of people that really weren't receiving their civil rights. They couldn't go to school, and they were being left behind. And the rest of life was going on around them.
Because this is a very unique camp that we did. I don't know if any other camp in the United States ever did it, but because it was so unique, Eunice Shriver was so interested in it that we came and put on this demonstration camp. And it was a wonderful week. We had kids come and we did things like you're doing with them today, activities and everything. 50 years ago, they were at home. They didn't get to go out and do anything like the kids do today. So they would come here for 2 weeks, and we would do activities. We would do hiking and camping down the lake and everything. It was just a great opportunity for them to just kind of blossom as a person.
We've always called him the founding father, or one of the founding fathers. And with Justice Ann Burke and with the Eunice Shriver and the Kennedys, they started the first Special Olympics.
I mean, obviously the man was a pioneer. I mean, he foresaw things that just wasn't out there.
He understood that people needed to have advocacy for them, as well as having vision for the future and what could happen. Like understanding we've got to buy all these acres to build this camp, to make this camp accessible, when no other camps were being considered accessible. By using recreational activities, such as bowling, you could teach kids with Down syndrome how to count their numbers, because they'd want to know what their score was, and they'd remember it, and they'd count the pins. And it was just such a basic, easily understood concept. He envisioned that there was going to come a time when the world would open up for people with disabilities.
It's affected so many people and so many different facets, myself included. So here we are, 50 years later, or more actually, and and still we're still here. And I'm glad.
All of that is an outgrowth of what Freeburg had been telling us in class. And so the world that he imagined that didn't exist has come to be, and Special Olympics has played a huge, huge role in that. Special Olympics removed the stigma, made it okay for people to be involved with people with disabilities, particularly cognitive disabilities, and not only made it okay, but showed you how talented they were in and of themselves. Their talents might be different, but they were multi-talented, and their personalities came out, and people could learn to love people. And to me, child of the 60s, that's a very good thing.